In the heart of the Canadian wilderness, nestled amidst the serene beauty of Big White Mountain, an ordinary evening took an extraordinary turn. The residents of this remote community were about to witness an event that would spark curiosity, excitement, and a flurry of online discussions. It all began when an unidentified object fell from the sky, captured by a lone CCTV camera, and uploaded to social media. It was a clear, crisp evening when the incident occurred. The tranquility was broken by a faint object that could be seen falling towards the ground. The user said they reviewed their CCTV footage and noticed a black object with a trail behind it, further adding that the object in question didn't look like a normal aircraft. The object, which was black in color, hurtled downward with increasing speed. The user who posted this photograph to social media wanted to know if anyone else saw this. Unknown to many, a solitary CCTV camera mounted on a nearby cabin had captured the entire spectacle. Its unblinking lens had recorded the fiery descent, but the user said that they are unsure of what happened next, as their view was obstructed by the surroundings. It wasn't until several days later, when the cabin owner returned and reviewed the footage, that the remarkable nature of the incident became apparent. The footage showed the object's fiery descent in vivid detail, leaving no doubt that something extraordinary had occurred above Big White Mountain. As of right now, not much is known about the event, and the user who shared the image is asking for others to share their opinion on what they think it is. For numerous years, the concept of unidentified flying objects has captivated the fascination of individuals across the globe. Although discussions regarding UFO sightings have often been clouded by skepticism and doubt, an ever-growing body of evidence indicates that these enigmatic objects are indeed tangible and authentic. Unidentified objects have been documented worldwide for numerous years, frequently disregarded as mere fabrications or figments of exaggerated imaginations. However, a notable portion of these accounts entails unidentified objects inexplicably plummeting from the heavens, challenging conventional explanations. These occurrences typically follow a consistent sequence. Individuals who claim to have seen these unidentified objects recount witnessing an enigmatic entity descending rapidly, exhibiting unpredictable flight patterns and emitting peculiar lights and sounds. This phenomenon has sparked extensive curiosity and debate among researchers, skeptics, and enthusiasts alike. The enigmatic nature of these descending UFOs continues to perplex experts, prompting a comprehensive exploration into the potential origins and characteristics of these otherworldly occurrences. The phenomenon of mysterious objects falling from the sky raises intriguing questions about the nature and origin of these objects. Skeptics often attribute such sightings to misidentifications of natural phenomena, such as meteorites or space debris re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. While this explanation may account for some cases, it does not adequately address the wealth of eyewitness testimonies and physical evidence associated with UFO crashes. If we were to acknowledge the premise that unidentified flying objects are genuine and exist, the implications would be profound and far-reaching. Primarily, the veracity of UFOs challenges our current understanding of advanced technological capabilities. The flight attributes exhibited by these objects, such as their ability to rapidly descend and abruptly change direction, defy the limitations imposed by conventional human-made aircraft. Considering the possibility that these extraordinary technologies may originate from extraterrestrial sources introduces the notion of civilizations that surpass our own in terms of advancement. These civilizations would possess the ability to engage in interstellar travel and exploration, suggesting a level of evolution that extends far beyond our own comprehension. The implications of such possibilities open doors to a new era of scientific exploration and understanding, compelling us to reconsider our place in the vast universe and the potential for encountering intelligent life beyond our own planet. Furthermore, the occurrence of UFO crashes raises inquiries regarding the underlying intentions and motivations of these theoretical alien visitors. Do these events occur by chance, as a consequence of technological malfunctions, or are they purposefully orchestrated interactions aimed at establishing contact or gathering information? If the latter hypothesis holds true, it begs the question, what is the underlying purpose behind these encounters, and what insights can they provide about the true intentions and objectives of these extraterrestrial entities? Scrutinizing these incidents in a thorough and comprehensive manner allows for a deeper understanding of the agenda driving these extraterrestrial beings and their interactions with our world. The realm of UFO incidents is shrouded in secrecy and veiled by cover-ups, which only intensifies the intrigue surrounding them. Numerous allegations have been made against government agencies and military organizations, accusing them of hiding evidence and silencing individuals who have witnessed these extraordinary events. The motives behind such alleged secrecy continue to be a topic of intense debate, with a wide range of theories posited. Among these theories, discussions span from concerns over national security to the purported aim of maintaining societal stability. Moreover, the investigation into unidentified objects descending from the atmosphere presents a remarkable challenge to the limits of our scientific comprehension. The examination of the composition and propulsion mechanisms of these extraordinary entities has the potential to unlock groundbreaking technological advancements that could revolutionize numerous industries, including aerospace engineering and energy production. By delving into these peculiar phenomena, there is a possibility of making significant strides in the development of propulsion techniques, energy resources, and materials science, offering a wide range of practical applications that extend far beyond the scope of UFO research. In essence, exploring these enigmatic occurrences could aid in amplifying our understanding of the universe and pave the way for remarkable scientific progress. In recent times, there has been a significant shift in the way the general public views unidentified flying objects. This change can be attributed, at least in part, to the declassification of government documents and the acknowledgement of UFO sightings by military personnel. An interesting example of this shift in perspective is the US government's decision to make previously classified footage, showcasing encounters between military aircraft and unidentified aerial objects. The release of such material has undeniably added credibility to the notion that UFOs are a genuine and tangible phenomenon that warrants serious scientific scrutiny and investigation. These recent revelations have sparked a renewed interest and curiosity about the nature and origins of UFOs, prompting many to delve deeper into the subject matter. People are no longer dismissive or quick to label UFO sightings as mere fantasies or illusions. The creation of authorized entities designated with the responsibility of examining unidentified flying objects, such as the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force established by the US government, signifies a significant acknowledgement of the necessity for systematic investigation into these encounters. These various initiatives represent a positive stride in the right direction, highlighting the recognition of the importance of conducting comprehensive research to gain a profound understanding of the unexplained phenomena that descend from the sky. The mysterious Tully Nest incident. According to numerous accounts, on the morning of January 19, 1966, George Pedley, a 28-year-old farmer specializing in bananas, embarked on a journey with his trusty tractor towards an intriguing water formation known as Horseshoe Lagoon. This peculiar body of water, located in Uramo near Tully, Queensland, encompassed an area of approximately 100 feet in width and possessed a depth of around 6 feet. It is worth noting that Horseshoe Lagoon rested on the property owned by George's neighbour, Albert Panisi. The events that unfolded on this particular day have captured the attention of many due to the mystery surrounding them. As the person moved towards the water, a closer inspection revealed a concerning issue with the tractor's engine. The sound of hissing only added to his growing worry, suggesting a potential problem with one of the tyres. This unexpected development called for immediate attention and raised concerns about the functionality of the tractor for its intended purpose. As Pedley's thoughts were interrupted, an astonishing sight unfolded before him. A sizable, gleaming disc-shaped structure emerged from the tranquil lagoon, gracefully ascending into the sky. Mesmerized, Pedley's eyes followed its trajectory, observing how the object maneuvered itself at a height comparable to the treetops, swaying gently from side to side. Judging by his estimation, the object stood approximately 9 feet tall and spanned an impressive width of around 25 feet. Notably, the hissing sound that previously filled the air had ceased, leaving behind an eerie stillness. Without warning, the object darted away with astonishing swiftness, vanishing from sight in an instant. The enigmatic encounter left Pedley in awe, pondering the mysteries that lie beyond our comprehension. After taking a moment to ponder the astonishing sight he had just witnessed, Pedley swiftly descended from the tractor and began traversing the field towards the area from which the mysterious saucer-shaped object had ascended. Pushing his way through the thick reeds that sprouted from both the waterbed and extended above its surface, he was suddenly struck by a sense of awe. Right in the heart of the lagoon, a perfectly symmetrical circle devoid of any reeds came into view, its gentle motion causing the water to ripple softly. Notably, this circular space in the water mirrored the precise dimensions of the otherworldly saucer that had captivated Pedley's attention. Pedley returned to his tractor, with a mix of curiosity and intrigue lingering in his mind. The sight before him, a peculiar circular arrangement, had not existed mere hours ago when he was in close proximity to the water source. This time, he had decided to bring along his companion, Penisi, in order to validate his observations and perhaps gain some insight into this mysterious phenomenon. Their collective presence would undoubtedly contribute to the thorough examination and analysis of the situation at hand. When the two men reached their destination, they were taken aback to see that a peculiar arrangement of reeds, forming a clear circular pattern, had now spread across the surface of the water. Filled with curiosity, they made the decision to step into the water and approach the circle. To their astonishment, they discovered that they could actually swim beneath the reeds, which had been entirely uprooted from the bed of the lagoon rather than simply being bent or shaped. This revelation added a new layer of intrigue to their exploration as they pondered the forces that could have caused such a phenomenon. Upon closer observation, the researchers also made note of an intriguing detail. The perimeter of the reed circle seemed to exhibit a slight downward inclination, indicating a uniform distribution of pressure exerted on its outer edges. This observation suggests that the forces acting upon the circle were evenly dispersed, contributing to its overall stability. Penisi, an avid photographer, was captivated by the extraordinary sight unfolding before him. He quickly grabbed his camera, eager to document the unique phenomenon before the reeds inevitably withered away. He couldn't help but connect this spectacle with the peculiar object that his neighbor had claimed to have witnessed near the nesting site. In hindsight, Penisi also recollected a peculiar behavior from his usually composed dog that morning. At approximately 5:30 in the morning, his furry companion had exhibited an uncharacteristic restlessness, immediately making a beeline towards the nearby lagoon upon being let outside. Although Penisi hadn't thought much of it at the time, he now realized that his loyal companion had somehow sensed the presence of something uncanny near the water's edge. To their astonishment, they discovered that they could actually swim beneath the reeds, which had been entirely uprooted from the bed of the lagoon rather than simply being bent or shaped. Mesmerized by the enchantment of the scene, Penisi captured the extraordinary display through the lens of his camera, fully aware that these captivating snapshots would serve as a testimony to a truly remarkable event. Pedley decided to take action and reported the incident to the Tully Police Department during the evening. Recognizing the significance of the report, the police promptly forwarded it to the Air Force for further investigation. As news of the incident began to circulate, the media became increasingly interested, and within a few days, they had obtained a detailed account of the event. The normally tranquil Queensland region experienced an unexpected surge of energy and excitement as numerous journalists and UFO researchers flocked to the area in the days and weeks that ensued. The intense examination of the phenomenon brought forth a wide range of potential justifications for the peculiar arrangement, although none of them proved entirely convincing or solid. The subsequent influx of news reporters and investigators turned the usually serene area into a buzzing hub of activity, curious to unravel the mystery captured by the strange formation. There have been various speculations regarding the origin of the nest. On one hand, some individuals have suggested that it could have been created by a large bird or even a crocodile. On the other hand, alternate theories propose that a helicopter, or perhaps a small, isolated whirlwind, might have been responsible for its formation. Interestingly, it appears that many people overlooked the significant detail that Pedley had witnessed, a disc-shaped object rising from the lagoon just moments before stumbling upon the nest. This crucial piece of information was regrettably disregarded by a substantial number of observers. Throughout the course of numerous investigations, additional nests of smaller size were unearthed, mirroring the initial nest discovered on that chilly morning in January. While it remains uncertain whether these additional structures were mere imitations of the original or independent entities, the farmers' assertions were met with mockery from many, causing them to distance themselves from the media's scrutiny. However, not before Pennisi, an astute observer, unveiled some astonishing new revelations that further enhanced the intrigue surrounding the matter. In an interview with the Sydney Sun newspaper, Mr. Pennisi shared his experiences leading up to the momentous discovery of UFOs touching down on his property. Eager to provide insight into his state of mind, he revealed that he had been having a series of recurring dreams during the week prior to the incident. These dreams, which occurred almost every night, started to weigh on him, leaving him somewhat unsettled. Strangely enough, the dreams always followed the same pattern, although their true significance eluded him. One vivid detail that remained embedded in his memory was the sudden appearance of a colossal saucer-shaped object, materializing seemingly out of thin air and touching down in close proximity to him. The inexplicable nature of these dreams added an extra layer of intrigue to the baffling encounter he would soon face. The sightings, which continue to baffle experts, are widely considered as highly credible encounters within the UFO community. While numerous explanations have been proposed, they have not only proven to be inadequate, but have also been largely debunked. These unexplained phenomena have captured the attention of researchers and enthusiasts alike, prompting a comprehensive exploration into their origins and nature. The mysterious incident involving Thomas Mantell. On the 7th of January, back in 1948, a fighter pilot by the name of Thomas Mantell had a mysterious incident involving his F-51D Mustang after radioing back to a flight control tower that he was in pursuit of a massive metallic spherical object that was hovering near to his location. The unidentified flying object would be confirmed by several other eyewitnesses, including fighter pilots who had accompanied Captain Thomas Mantell, as well as air traffic controllers and local law enforcement who observed the unknown craft prior to Captain Thomas Mantell's engagement. Immediately following the incident and the reported death of Thomas Mantell, government officials and military officers would cover up the event and the sighting of the unidentified flying object as a misidentification of natural phenomena. Prior to 1948, the media would often treat any stories surrounding unidentified flying objects and supposed extraterrestrial encounters with an otherwise forgettable attitude. Oftentimes, such stories were held for short periods of time and were only printed during down news cycles in which there were not many other interesting stories available for the weekly newspapers. It was quite common for the eyewitnesses to be quoted in out-of-context claims in an effort to provide the story with a silly, wacky, or zany quality, and would serve more accurately as a reality entertainment of crackpots who were seeking attention. This would leave many eyewitnesses and victims of extraterrestrial encounters frustrated and often ridiculed for sharing their personal stories, and would disenfranchise true believers from coming forward about their own personal, unidentified flying object sightings in fear of such ridicule. It was not until 1948 that the light-hearted attitude of UFO reports would reach their end. Often considered the turning point in how the news media would treat flying saucer cases, the Thomas Mantell incident would be the first report of an unidentified flying object being the primary cause behind the premature passing of an experienced military pilot that was sent in pursuit of the unexplained craft. According to the Thomas Mantell UFO report, it was on the 7th of January, back in 1948, that the Godman Army Airfield, located within the Fort Knox United States Army installation residing within the state of Kentucky, received a distressing report from the local Kentucky Highway Patrol. Officers with the Highway Patrol claimed that several eyewitnesses that were spread across two neighboring towns, Owensboro and Irvington, had reported multiple sightings of what was described as an unusual aerial object that was traveling westbound from the town of Madisonville. The unknown and unidentified aircraft was believed to have been somewhere between 250 to 300 feet in diameter, measuring larger in size than 3 regulation-sized tennis courts, hovering somewhere north of 10,000 feet in altitude. Perplexed by the report, the Godman Army Airfield quickly sent several military officers to ascertain the nature of the situation, fearing that the object could have been an attempt by a foreign power to stage an attack against the United States military. It was not until about 1:45 in the afternoon that the Godman Army Airfield would receive confirmation of the impossible-to-explain aerial object from a sergeant by the name of Quinton Blackwell, who was stationed at the Fort Knox control tower. Sergeant Quinton Blackwell reported seeing what he described as a small moon. According to Blackwell and two other eyewitnesses stationed within the control tower, the object was a pale white and luminous, completely spherical in shape, and was far larger in size than any known aircraft at the time. Even today, the largest known aircraft ever constructed, the AN-225, has a wingspan of 290 feet in length and is not spherical in shape. Another eyewitness, Colonel Guy Hicks, who was stationed as the base commander at Fort Knox, viewed the strange luminous object through a pair of high-quality binoculars and claimed that the craft was at a distance that made it appear to be 1/4 the size of the full moon while hovering at 10,000 feet and possessed an illuminated red border along the bottom of the craft. Colonel Hicks was later quoted as saying that the spherical craft appeared to have been stationary for roughly 1.5 hours, maintaining its position with ease. Fearing that the unidentified flying object was a possible experimental enemy aircraft, the Godman Army Airfield tasked 4 Mustangs of the 165th Fighter Squadron Kentucky Air National Guard, of which were already in flight, to investigate the unknown aircraft and approach its position with extreme caution. Of the 4 Mustangs, one of the pilots immediately radioed in to the air traffic controller to land at the airfield, rather than to pursue the unidentified craft, under claims that he was low on fuel and would need to make an emergency landing. The 3 other Mustangs, one of which being piloted by Captain Thomas F. Mantell, confirmed that their fuel was more than sufficient and began their pursuit. In their pursuit, several of the pilots claimed that they witnessed what was described as a much smaller aerial object fly nearby, but that the object was so small and indistinct that it was impossible for them to identify exactly what it was or its dimensions. It was at this moment that the large spherical craft began to ascend several thousand feet into the air, forcing the pilots to reorient themselves to continue their chase of the foreign aircraft. Military reports would later claim that it was at this point that 2 of the pilots immediately began to turn back for the airfield, believing that they had insufficient oxygen to continue their ascent. After the unexplainable spherical craft, however, doubt would later be cast over such claims by UFO researchers at later times. It was at this moment that only Captain Thomas F. Mantell continued pursuing the craft, with the air traffic controllers claiming that they could hear Thomas Mantell describing the object as being metallic and of tremendous size. The military officers would radio to Mantell that it would be ideal for him to level his aircraft at his current altitude to try to see the object more clearly. Unfortunately, either due to communication errors, electromagnetic interference, or adrenaline, Thomas Mantell would ignore these commands and continue his vertical ascent to 25,000 feet. Reports would later claim that the cause of malfunction was due to pilot error, believing that Thomas Mantell did not possess an oxygen mask and only his wingman had an oxygen mask but with limited oxygen. Although the reports would make such claims, it would be incredibly atypical for Mantell to be missing his oxygen mask and for the Mustang to have been equipped with a dwindling source of oxygen. Additionally, given Thomas Mantell's experience at high elevation flying, it would have been incredibly unlikely for the captain to have engaged in dangerous behavior with a lack of viable equipment. Regardless of the cause, at approximately 25,000 feet, Thomas Mantell was registered to be unconscious, causing the fighter jet to pitch down into a nosedive and see the passing of the captain and his wingmen at exactly 3:18 in the afternoon. The 300-foot unidentified flying object would then leave the area only to reappear at the Clinton Country Air Base, located in the state of Ohio, at around 7:20 in the evening. Sergeant Gail F. Walter and Colonel James Hudson, control tower operators at the airfield, first saw the phenomena at 7:20 in the evening and observed its maneuvers in the sky until 7:55, when it reportedly disappeared over the horizon. The sky phenomena hung suspended in the air at intervals and then gained and lost altitude at what appeared to be terrific bursts of speed. The intense brightness of the sky phenomena pierced through a heavy layer of clouds passing intermittently over the area and obscuring other celestial phenomena. Sergeant Irvin H. Lewis, Sergeant John P. Hang, Sergeant Harold E. Olvis, and Sergeant Leroy Ziegler, 4 members of the alert crew, joined the control tower operators in observing the sky phenomena for approximately 35 minutes. Not much was ever discovered surrounding the luminous spherical object, and sightings of the craft were dismissed as a possible skyhook weather balloon by subsequent Project Blue Book investigations. Although some theorists have mentioned the belief that Thomas Mantell could have been taken by the craft, it was revealed that the fighter pilot lost his life after his remains were recovered. Researchers originally attempted to cover up the incident with the claim that the death of Captain Thomas Mantell was caused by inexperience and general pilot error. The claim originally stated that the aircraft that Captain Thomas Mantell had been piloting the day of the crash was a new model P-51, an aircraft that Captain Thomas Mantell had very few hours flying. For reasons not entirely understood, this explanation was suddenly dismissed by officials who instead claimed that craft to have been nothing more than a skyhook weather balloon and a possible oxygen supplementation issue. Although some have speculated that the reason for the sudden shift in explanation was political, with the Air Force wishing not to taint the name of the captain, it is more likely due to Thomas Mantell's extensive history and experience with a wide number of aircraft in the past, including his many award and lifetime achievements working for the United States military, causing the explanation to not be as convincing as cover-up efforts were hoping for. It is the official stance of the United States government and United States military that Captain Thomas Mantell and several other eyewitnesses, including additional fighter pilots, air traffic controllers and local law enforcement, misidentified a skyhook weather balloon. According to declassified documents, back in the early 1940s, the General Mills Inc. company helped to produce several plastic-based weather balloons for the United States Navy in a secret project to gather data from the stratosphere to help with possible surveillance and data collection surrounding atmospheric phenomena. It was believed that the Second World War relied heavily on North American data collection of weather for efficient use of Navy resources, and so the continued data gathering of more advanced meteorological phenomena was believed to be of tremendous importance to US national security. Unfortunately, there is little to no evidence that Captain Thomas Mantell encountered a secret skyhook weather balloon which would have been impossible to visually see from the ground when at its maximum height. Cover-up officials claim that the weather balloon explanation is most plausible because of the height of the craft at more than 10,000 feet in altitude while maintaining a stationary position and having been reported as being cone-like in appearance and then later spherical in appearance. Oddly enough, air traffic controllers, other fighter pilots, and Thomas Mantell himself would remark that the craft appeared to have been metallic in nature and had been seen emitting a red cone of fire, as if maneuvering with the help of jet-like propulsion. As of right now, the Thomas Mantell incident remains a mystery. So, what do you make of these mysteries? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.